At Direct Service Overhead, we know how much trust you put in the individuals who have the privilege of working on the components of your home. We understand that a broken garage door is the last thing you want to be worried about, and most of the time, doors break at the most inconvenient times. Our professionally trained technicians service 24 hours a day, and our high-cycle parts are guaranteed to make a noticeable impact on your garage door without putting a damper on your wallet. If you're looking for need of assistance maintaining your current garage door, our team has the experience and expertise to deliver the results you deserve. Give Direct Service Overhead a call today or visit us online to learn more.
Oh, you're gonna take that. What a second half by the Razorbacks. 3, 2, 1. Yo, what's going on, Arkansas Razorback fans, SEC fans everywhere? Welcome to the one and only Pig Trail Network YouTube channel. I am Ty Hudson, owner, creator, responsible for this whole shebang here. Appreciate you guys for being here. Remember to like, comment. For those of you watching after the fact, make sure you comment. Share the content. Share. That means the world to a guy like me. Really does. And subscribe for all you newbies, for all the new people. If you haven't, you're just coming through. You're like, I don't know if I want to subscribe. Just subscribe. Just do it. You know you want to. It feels so good once it hits the lips. If you can name that movie, where that quote came from, I don't know. I'm going to figure out something, especially if you're in Discord. Once it hits the lips. I'll give you some more hints maybe later if I think about it. Super chat right there. It is active. If you guys, you want to get in on that, shout out to Patreon supporters, of course, to the PTN sponsors as well. Wouldn't be here without all you guys. Wouldn't be doing this. So Arkansas gets look, it's a tale of two halves. It's been that way every single dadgum week for the Razorbacks. Every week, it's a tale of two halves. And Devo did kind of step up a little bit tonight, huh? We're going to go over some numbers. It was sloppy. They kept talking about the ball being wet. I really think that, I don't know, was the humidity, did they have the heat cranked up to like 92 in the building? I don't know. It didn't look like they were sweating a whole lot, but that maybe it was the ball. I could not understand how the tie-ups or the entanglements and then losing the ball, and Oh, Lord, the turnovers. UCA, who averages about, I think it's 17 or so turnovers a game. That was sloppy on their part. Arkansas, of course, in the first half, let UCA hang around. They let them hang around. They were knocking down threes. I think they hit 5 of their first 7 or something. I mean, it was just kind of ridiculous. That's just more of the same. That's more of the same. We have seen that every game. Direct Service Overhead, the garage door company. Located, they operate out of Northwest Arkansas and Central Arkansas. Wherever there's a garage door, they could be there. They could help you out. You need some repairs. You need something done. Maybe your door's not closing right. Whatever the case, go hit up Travis Ford and the boys. Link is provided for you down below in the description box. Remember, they will replace or repair your garage door. Direct Service Overhead Garage Door Company. Check them out. Go to their link. And, of course, Stated Apparel, the softest shirts made right here in the beautiful state of Arkansas. Stated Apparel has a unique shirt just for you from State Pride. Funny, sassy, sarcastic, and pop culture. Our shirts are hand-printed on premium material that will leave you feeling and looking great. Our store has something for everyone. So shout out to the sponsors. Of course, their links, as always, are provided for you down below in the description box. Okay, yeah. You guys have you hit the likes? Have you smashed those like buttons yet? Have you done it? Lance Marie says, calm down. We were 73% free throw. They just had an off night. Oh, is someone complaining about the free? Oh, look, the first half was ugly. I mean, you got to call it out what it is. I mean, but yeah, they're due an off night, and that's fine. I'd rather have an off night at the free throw line against UCA than, I don't know, Oklahoma. Joe got it. Joe nailed it. Oh, my God. Joe nailed it. It is, in fact, from old school. Got a busy day. Gonna go down to the Home Depot. That is an underrated. That's a great Vince Vaughn and Will Ferrell movie. OU took down Florida today. Yeah, we're gonna go over the scores too really quick. OU concerns me. Someone asked me earlier today, Ty, what's our record non-conference going into conference play? That's so tough. And again, you're playing them at a neutral. Here we go again with that. You know, it's Texas A&M down at the house that Jerry built all over again, except not near as nice, and it's Tulsa. But you get what I'm saying. It's in their backyard. The game will take place in their backyard in Tulsa. There's a lot of Hog fans in Tulsa, though. There really are. Earmuffs. I love that movie. This is one of my favorite comedies. Like, my favorite genre is comedies. This is comedy. I love comedies. Those are my favorite. Earmuffs. She's not exactly street legal. Keep that on the down low. OU is a big reality check for where this team is. I agree 110%. You cannot get off to these slow ass first halves that we've seen, or we've seen them too, like, get off to a really quick start in the first 5 or 6 minutes, and then they disappear in the first half, or the rest of the half they disappear. They're wildly inconsistent. But for the most part, it's been this slow start. We'll get them in the second half because we have killer depth, killer talent. Again, OU will be. I agree. OU is going to be the benchmark test for where this team is at. And look, you're gonna. Everyone, some of the best teams in the country over the years, go back and look who make the Final Four, Elite Eight, or Sweet 16. They drop games early. There are teams that, you know, get low seeding or not the greatest seeding, and sometimes it is because they get off to a slow start and they find a way, thanks to matchups in the tournament that just happen to favor them. A little bit of luck goes their way, and they make it all the way to the Sweet 16, Elite Eight, or possibly the Final Four. We've seen that happen. And that could be what happens this year. I don't know. I'm not prepared. Again, I'm still not prepared to say where I think this team goes or how far they can go. I'm not prepared to do it yet. I'm just I will say, like, you are expected to do this against UCA, but we still have to go over what we just witnessed, what we saw, and you have to applaud the good no matter who it's against. Because we've seen in years past against, and I hate to use this word, but I'll just say lesser opponents. We've seen this in years past where it turns out those games were indicators of what was really going on. Then there's also been other years where it wasn't the case. Saw Odom on an in-home visit with Anthony Brown from Tennessee. So I was going to wait till Friday. I don't know how legit the rumor is But I'll say that there's a good chance you're going to have an OU wide receiver in town this weekend. It sounds like that could be the case. The only reason why I even bothered to say that is because that is coming from someone that I think he's. I mean, he has no reason. He's someone who he's got his finger on the pulse of what's going on a little bit, and says that it sounds like it sounds pretty. It's beyond possible that it could be happening. So we'll see. We'll keep we'll keep an eye on that. Now, if he's full of shit, I'm gonna call him out right here. I might even say no. I won't name drop, but I am gonna call him out right here. He does watch these shows every once in a while. I see him comment in chat. We will get that wide receiver from Oklahoma in the transfer portal, says Thomas Reynolds. I certainly hope you're right. You're my boy, Blue. God, it's so many quotes, man. You're crazy. I like you, but you're crazy. 3-point defense, it's not good. So many open looks, man. There's a lot of work that needs to be done out there. There's no doubt. It is like never land out there and beyond the arc, out in the perimeter. It's just not good. It's not good out there. They get lost so easily outside. I don't know if look, you still have time to fix this stuff. You do. It is fixable. We know they've got the athletes. We know they've got decent size. They're not as big as you would like them to be, but they got decent size. They're going to match up well with some teams outside with their physicality and their athleticism and all that great stuff. But here's the thing. The SEC, the quality of player and coaching has gone up tremendously over the last 4 or 5 years. Eric Musselman being a part of that. And Bruce Pearl and good old Money Stacks wiretap Will Wade down at LSU. And, Kentucky's still Kentucky. They're still capable. That's why people every year still have them no matter what they did the year before because of the kind of talent that they can just, bring back on campus the next year. They're going to – and not only that, but Cal kind of reached into the transfer portal a little bit. But you're going to face teams that are – there may be teams not as deep as you, but they've got a really good starting five on the floor, really good size, and they're not afraid, especially of this perimeter defense. It's just not good. It's just not good. I would dare say this is some of the worst perimeter defense I think I have seen. I don't even know since when. I don't know. Someone's going to have to help me out on that. I can't remember the last time. UCA came into this game shooting 24%. I think it is at 3-point. What'd they finish tonight? Now, I know in the second half it got ugly for them, and they started missing. They ended up shooting 43%. That's not good, right? I mean, you guys hear me all the time. I'm like, hey, if you can shoot around 33% outside, I'm not saying that's going to win you a whole bunch of games, but it helps your chance. But when your opponent walks into your arena and knocks down 40, 43, 40, 42, 40, whatever percent, they're knocking down 9 of 21. It's not good. And I would argue that probably a good portion of those, a lot of their looks were pretty open. They're pretty open looks. Their 3-point defense is atrocious. So there are going to be some matchup issues if they don't get these things corrected. Okay, UCA, Hunter, Cooper, Hall, all those guys had double digits. Hunter with 7 turnovers tonight for them. He did have 5 rebounds, 12 points, but 25 total turnovers for UCA. 25. Cooper was 3 of 5 at 3-point range, right? Both these teams were terrible at the free throw line. UCA shot sub 50%. They had a grand total of 5 offensive rebounds. Arkansas had 13, just offensive rebounds. Arkansas out-rebounded them by 16, 47-31. Their bench, they got a little bit of production, but at that point it was kind of like, they were rotating guys in because the game kind of got out of hand there. Reeves was their leading scorer off the bench with 6. Can I refresh this and get minutes, please? Nope, it's not going to do it for me. Okay, fine, be that way. They shot 40% overall, or from field goal. They're 22 of 55, 40%, 42 again, almost 43% at 3-point range, and horrible free throw shooting, 7 of 15. 13 total assists to 25 turnovers. Holy, That's a ton of turnovers, man. That is a lot. And like I said, they're one of the worst. They're one of the worst. And they're already terrible. And now that number is going to take a hit. Arkansas shot 54, almost 55% overall from field goal. How many points do they have in the paint? Like 50? 54? That's what this team can do. Did you watch Likes in the second half? He drive the ball and little no-look pass to somebody. Oh, look, there's Tony. I'm going to drive the lane, and I'm going to find him, and he's going to get some easy points. They got to get a little bit better. There's a couple guys I'm a little worried about finishing at the rim, but I mean overall they do well shooting inside the paint. They got a couple of guys that can knock down mid-range jumpers too, and I can't remember the last time you had at least 2 players on a single roster that are capable of knocking down mid-range. Likes being one of them. Maybe even 3. I like JD Note. JD Note can score at all 3 levels. Mostly an outside guy. So what they shoot tonight, a little bit better at 3-point land, but not much better. 22%, 4 of 18. That's not where you want to be. So 40 of 73 field goal percentage, 55% roughly. 4 of 18 at a 3-point range. 22% there, and then 13 of 26 from the free throw line. I think that's their worst game at the line. Maybe not by a lot. I might have to go back and look at that. But 50%, 13 of 26. Yeah, that's. He ended up rotating a lot, obviously, with that with a huge lead like that. Thank God, right? It gives you a chance to kind of rotate guys and get some more looks. Blake, I don't know if you guys watched him. I don't remember what the minute mark was, but he flopped, and it was so hilarious. It was so funny. I wouldn't have been mad at all if they would have called him for the flop. And he's kind of like, he kind of sat on his back like a turtle for a second. Someone's got to go back and watch that. It was like, all right, not the greatest execution, but it was hilarious. Kamani Johnson got to play. Wade, both Robinsons you got to see tonight. Moore. Someone said Moore wouldn't see the floor at all this year. Well, I think I don't know how many minutes he got, but he was on the floor. Amude, Likes, those are the rest of your guys that played off the bench. Amude is coming in. He's finding himself. He's finding himself on this roster. 17 points. Would like to limit the turnovers. That's 3 tonight. But he had an assist. He had 8 rebounds. Not far away from a double-double. Arkansas almost. They came within 2 points of a double-double tonight. Jalen Williams, 13 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, only 1 turnover, 8 points. That is grade A production, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you want to see. Amude had 5 offensive rebounds tonight. Now, Tony, I don't know if this number's right. This is he had 2 rebounds. That's not right. There's no way that's right. Every once in a while, and then you will see them the next day update the stats. I'm going to refresh this. He had more than 2 rebounds, right? I thought he had like 4. It says he had 2. He did have 3 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. They ended up tonight. They did turn it over a little bit too much. 12 turnovers, 22 assists. You want to cut down those turnovers. He's not going to be happy about that. 16 steals. 2, 4, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'll be damned. 16 steals. Wow. 5 blocks. Yeah, they're on another level. UCA is, this is kind of what you expected. I didn't have them winning by this margin. I had them, I think, 20. I just kind of felt like we would see the B squad, the younger guys on the floor a little earlier. I did not expect them to turn it up like they did in the second half. I was kind of curious. I mean, okay, they're going to have one bad half. They're going to be good for a better next half, or vice versa, however you want to look at it. But I didn't think they'd go off like that. I mean, it was just too easy. And, of course, it doesn't help. They lost Cooper with like 7.5 minutes to go or whatever. Whoa. He was trying a little too hard, I think, tonight for obvious reasons. So, 29 points off turnovers. Is that what it was? That's pretty impressive. What did Vanover Arkansas basketball. What? What did Vanover Arkansas basketball player do tonight? What did he do? I didn't think he was on the floor that much. Okay, he had 9 minutes on the floor, 2 points. He did have, in those 9 minutes, he did end up with 3 rebounds. He had an assist and a steal. He had a steal. Did you guys see that? How about that? That's got to be his first on the year, maybe. He was 0 for 2 at the free throw line. He's not done that. That's a first. Jalen Williams ended up with 27 minutes, and Amude with 24 minutes. And look at that production: 8 rebounds, again an assist, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Did turn it over 3 times. Again, you want to cut that down, but 17 points. You're not gonna gripe too much about that kind of production. Dragon Slayer, final 30 seconds of the first half, almost got heated. Musselman was I thought he was going to get teed up. I thought he was going to get teed up tonight. I really did. I hope Bryle stays for another season. This is Scott. Poor UCA don't deserve this. A-State does, but UCA didn't deserve a beatdown. Yeah, I know. Like, I hate to see it. Of course, I've had a lot of friends. I say a lot of friends. I've had several friends go to UCA. Of course, they're Razorback fans, but, yeah, I mean, it sucks to see that to UCA, but hey, they got the opportunity to play in Bud Walton, though. Let's look around some scores here really quick. There was an interesting Michigan, North Carolina, 41-33 right now, North Carolina. UCLA, it's still early in that one. UCLA starting to pull away, 39-23. UCLA over Colorado right now, who's 6-1. Villanova beats Penn. Remember them, 71-56. Villanova, number 6 in the country. Oklahoma did beat Florida tonight. I'm telling you, Florida is going to be a test. Florida, there's people that believe Florida's going to make a run. You heard SEC Network say that not long ago. Florida's going to make a run. They're going to make a deep run in the tournament. And look, I think that was at Norman. It was at Oklahoma. I mean, that's a tough environment. I look for Oklahoma to be probably ranked when they play Arkansas. Tulsa's going to be rocking. Georgia over Memphis, 82-79. Memphis, number 18 in the country, 5-2. Georgia's 3-5, 3-2 at home, and they beat Memphis 82-79. Iowa State beat Arkansas Pine Bluff pretty easily, 83-64. Iowa State, number 19 in the country. Auburn over, I think this one was actually a battle early on, UCF and Auburn. I thought I saw a little bit of that, and it was pretty close at half, I believe. 85-68, yeah, 39-36 at half. I mean, this is early season basketball. I mean, this is what happens. Michigan State over Louisville. Michigan State, 22nd in the country with a 6-2 record, 73-64. And Seton Hall over Wagner. Seton Hall with a loss, 85-63. Seton Hall, another team that people say to keep an eye on. And they've got a loss under their belt. Utah and USC is tonight. USC's undefeated, 20th in the country. They're taking on 5-1 Utah. Well, they're starting conference. That's early. They're already getting into conference. Well, I guess not. I mean, I guess there's probably... Yeah, you still got some games going on. You've got BYU and Utah Valley, which right now is close. I don't think, that one's still got about 9.5 minutes left to go in the second half. 42-37 right now. BYU undefeated, number 12 in the country. So, tomorrow you're going to have Washington and Arizona. Washington, I think they're, 4-4? Arizona's undefeated. Friday night, you've got a list of games. How about KU taking on St. John's, 5-1? Undefeated at home, hosting Kansas. Big East, Big 12 battle. Ooh, starting Friday. And then you're going to have undefeated Iowa taking on undefeated number 2 ranked Purdue. Some people think Purdue might be the best team in the country, and that Iowa should be ranked. That might be a pretty good matchup for you basketball junkies. And I think there's some good matchups too this weekend. Of course, Arkansas is going to take on Little Rock. 3 p.m. Central for that one. So I was trying to find. I thought there was another. Okay, Memphis and Ole Miss is this weekend as well in basketball. So yeah, there's some good games left to be played here in the next several days. All right, Tony Brown. Credible people are saying Kendall Browse is probably going to head to Auburn. Yeah, there has been talk of him going to Auburn. I have heard that since the Mike Bobo stuff. Please no, don't want Loggins as my OC. Let me say this about Loggins really quick. I really don't know what to expect from him. Would I prefer Arkansas look around? Yes. If they have a shot at someone who's a name, who's had success somewhere, recruits well, not that position or coordinators don't. I mean, they're active recruiting, but they kind of take a seat back to the position coaches that recruit, and so on and so forth. But someone who has a reputation of attracting talent, someone who's won at a pretty decent level, and those kind of coordinators are hard to bring anywhere. But Arkansas right now has the appeal of a program that, okay, this isn't the end of Brett Bielema or the Chad Morris era of Arkansas football. It's back. Like you feel like, all right, this is a program where it could help my career as a coordinator. It could absolutely help my career. And it's Sam Pittman, the most likable guy on planet Earth. The job he's done at Arkansas is incredible. We talked about it. Year one, the guy should have won 5-6 games. Technically, he didn't win those, but we know on the field he won one. The one against Auburn was taken from you. And then you come back this year, you're loaded up. KJ Jefferson shines. Kendall Browse, mixed bag, right? Do I think they could hire someone better? I don't. That's the $1 million question. It just depends on what's out there. A lot of movement, but you're a more attractive job. If he does leave, and I've said all along, I'm going to have a hard time. Even when they hired him, I said I have a hard time seeing him here for 3. I said the same thing about Odom. I feel like one of them probably stays. I hope. I hope they both come back. It is a more appealing job. You look at the options you're going to have to on offense. You've got a plethora of running backs. I do expect probably I'm going to say probably one more transfer. I'm just feeling it. I kind of feel like Sam Pittman's hinted at that a little bit. We know Oglesby's already in there, and I think there's going to be some more from the running backs, or they get a position change. Whatever happens. But I still feel pretty good about what's going on at running back. Quarterback, we're a long ways away from talking about where Arkansas should be looked at and rated at the quarterback position next year, but I have a hard time seeing there being – no, I'll tell you this much. Ain't nobody putting KJ Jefferson at 14th on their preseason quarterback poll. Ding! Ain't nobody doing that. You feel pretty good, and that's got to be attractive to a coordinator. I think if I were a coordinator, and I've kind of heard this is what they do anyways, they do look at the roster. They look at what they have to work with. You have a possible, if pieces fall in the right place, if you can get the wide receiver situation figured out, because I think there is a huge drop-off from wide receiver 1 to 2 this year. You get that figured out, and I'm talking about production and probably talent. Burks is first-round talent, as most people tell us, and I believe that he is. KJ Jefferson could be an All-American caliber quarterback. In this RPO, in this offense that he's built to run, with his decision-making with that ball, his ability to eat you up on the ground or through the air, his ball placement downfield, he got better at hitting those mid-range routes, those mid routes. He got better at his ability to drop the ball on a dime downfield is remarkable. He hits those guys in stride, not all the time. Nobody's perfect, but that's what you have to work with the quarterback, and you have someone who could be, and he won't because it's Arkansas, because you're going to have turnover at several positions on both sides of the field. Arkansas doesn't get the benefit of the doubt. You got to earn that. And you earn that through recruiting. You earn that through recruiting rankings. By the way, Centennia and Manny Powell both got a bump today in their stars. Well, no, Manny Powell got a 4th star. Isaiah Centennia is a 4-star, but he got moved up a few spots. So there's a couple of I've been big on Manny Powell since that day that kid committed. When rumors started circulating he was going to commit to Arkansas, I was excited, and still am. I can't wait to see what he can do. Big bodied dude is big. Like I said earlier today, and I've mentioned it before when I went to the Fayetteville game when they played Harbor. That dude is like 6'4", or he's a tall 6'3". I mean, he's a big dude, and I cannot wait to see what he can do on the field. Rattler should go to Texas. No competition, says Kelly Murray. Man, KJ going to be something next year. KJ could be a Heisman next year, but we gotta win more games. Yeah, I agree that if everything falls into place, you got a tough schedule next year. They had a tough one this year. Hell, they had one of the hardest schedules ever last year. And like I said, could have won 5-6 games last year on a 10-game schedule. Arguably the toughest schedule in college football history. Things go your way, you win 5, maybe 6 of those. I think for sure 5 if things go your way. So I don't want to see Chad Morris on Arkansas soil ever again. Don't put that evil on us. Who on God's green earth is talking about Chad on Arkansas soil? KJ had me skeptical at the beginning of but 4th or 5th game in had me believing he has it going on. I don't know. I think he ain't it was trending on my channel. He ain't it. KJ ain't it. I saw that a lot. I didn't understand. I sat here and I argued with people. What did you see last year? At that point in time, we'd already had spring camp. What did you see through that Mizzou game and spring camp that told you that he ain't it? I wasn't saying he was an All-American. Hell, I thought, you know what, it wouldn't shock me if he got replaced simply because, Kendall and Sam Pittman might have a short leash on him. I don't know. And because I was really excited about what Malik Hornsby could do with his feet. Maybe he operates the offense a little bit faster, but I did leave the spring game thinking there ain't nobody beating KJ out for this job. He's going to have to unearn it. And I thought that was absolutely a possibility, but I didn't understand the he ain't it rhetoric in my comment section on Twitter, on social media. I just never understood it. What were people watching that had them believing that? Like he passed. I thought he passed a pretty significant part of his test last year against Mizzou, and then through camp he was pretty consistent. Ran the offense really well, really fast. It seemed more efficient compared to when Felipe Franks. Now Franks obviously threw the ball really well, and I think 11 wins is doable next year. Whoa. You're way ahead of me right now. KJ going to be great if our own line improves. Well, look, I don't know that they were bad. I think they finished middle of the pack, and someone will have to correct me on that, but middle of the pack in sacks. You look at what you did on the ground this year. I don't know that they were bad. I don't know that they need to improve significantly. Again, they weren't atrocious. You had a pretty solid left tackle in Myron Cunningham. Dalton Wagner I'll admit, there were a few times, especially in the second half of the season, where the right side of the offensive line looked a little overwhelmed at times. Imagine Razorback Stadium when Bama comes to town next year. Yeah. Everyone was running that Malik Hornsby Bud till the A&M game. Hopped. I didn't expect him to. I didn't expect Malik Hornsby to take that big of a drop back. I didn't expect that. He looks to me like he definitely needs another. He needs another off season in the oven. He needs the bake in the oven. So. KJ sacks were low because of his feet. Well, but yeah, he had. That's true, but he also. How often did we see him on a design pass play have time to go through all of his reads. I mean, read 1, read 2, read 3. I mean, a lot. Even against Bama. I thought the offensive line was fine. Big L says truth, Mike Wilmoth. Yeah, I think everyone can admit that, yeah, if your offensive line is better, you're going to do better. Sure, okay. But I don't know that I'm pointing at the offensive line as a problem in 2021. I wouldn't say that Arkansas's offensive line is in need of great improvement or any improvement. I think if they do something similar, they're going to be fine. I think what matters next year is finding and developing your 2 receivers. You got to have more than just Treylon Burks. There's a reason why the meme was trending this year about, blanket Burks is down there somewhere, and a picture of K-John, good grief. It's my second show today. I'm kind of tired. There's a reason why that meme exists. There's no other receiver that stepped up this year. Tight ends were not reliable targets. Now, I will say Kern had a couple of really impressive catches late in the year. Trey Knox developed at that position and definitely improved. Trey Knox, that is also another question. Can he put on the good kind of weight to play the position at tight end? Can he develop at the position? Can he be a reliable, first through third down tight end? I feel like probably they're going to need a couple of guys there, to kind of rotate in and out. The offensive line is a semifinalist for the Big OL award. I mean, Bo Limmer, the Pro Football Focus all-conference list. I don't know that we went over that today. I talked about it. Bo Limmer and Stromberg made the list. Yeah, I'm not looking at the O-line as a problem. Now, there's going to be some concerns because you might lose some people, right? Ricky Stromberg being among them. Sounds like national media is wanting Kirby for SEC. Oh, Coach of the Year. Yeah, probably. Oh, yeah. Why not? I mean, he went undefeated, even though the SEC East is the SEC East. They went undefeated, and their defense was unbelievable. For sure, Malik looked like deer in headlights even in the Pine Bluff game. It wasn't good. I think Trey Knox could be an NFL talent if he puts on weight this offseason. Yeah, you're in the – I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'm not going that far. Maybe. Zorko Gaming. Quincy McAdoo and Centania should make it where we have 3 receivers stepping up instead of 1 next year if Burks stays for his senior year. Well, Burks isn't staying for his senior year. And if you're relying on freshman wide receivers to be your 1 and 2 next year, I don't know. Those guys, I have no doubt they're going to be capable receivers, but if you're relying on true freshmen, I don't know. I mean, it's rare. I'm not saying it's impossible. But, I definitely don't see Burks coming back. Now, if, maybe Warren Thompson, some of these older cats that are going to be here next year can take those guys under their wings, and help develop them along. And that's a big part of it, too, getting these upperclassmen to help the younger guys out. If Knox can be a situational receiving tight end, I'll be happy. Hannah Rongi, we only have 30% of the playbook installed. Oh, man, that took me back. Halfway through year 2, Sark looks like the next Chad Morris. I hope not, for your sake. I don't know. Sark, it's something about that Texas job, man. Oh, how many times did we say that here? How many times did we talk about that here? Every press conference. Yeah. Chad Morris. Yeah. I predicted Sark wouldn't be I predicted Sark would be a bust. No one wanted to hear it, says Kelly Murray. I mean, I don't know. Did you? I don't know. I really don't recall. I thought, look, I mean, Texas is one of those jobs where I feel like Sark could go just about anywhere and obviously have a much better time year one, but it's Texas. It just feels like I don't believe in karma. I just don't. I don't believe in it. If you can't see it, touch it, feel it, smell it, I don't. I'm going to be a skeptic. But it feels like karma has bit Texas in the ass, especially after the we're back. Ugh. And you hate to see it for Sarkisian. I really don't. I think he's a good guy. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I didn't like his post game against Arkansas. Didn't want to give Arkansas credit. Sark has been oh, okay. Well, he didn't get fired at USC. He stepped down because of his alcoholism, because of his drinking. But I don't feel sorry for anybody at Texas. I just don't. I don't feel sorry for anybody. I mean, especially the way their fans acted before Arkansas and Texas met on the field. Like, Arkansas has no business playing against us. We're not on the same level. Blah, blah, blah. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. And here we are. Look back. Turns out it's the other way around. You didn't belong on the field with us. And I loved it. I could care less what they do over there. I don't care what Sark does over there. Chad, we're going to get better after losing to Western Kentucky. Led team by 30 points. What's the word on Jalen? Which Jalen? Chad Morris is a curse. The SEC ruined him. I don't know. The SEC ruined him? John Cunningham. I'm getting really tired. John Cunningham says, 1, keep coordinators. 2, replace losses on defense. 3, continue to develop the talent we have. Firm handshakes all around, John. Sounds like a good plan to me. Texas has 0 excuses for being mediocre. Yeah, I don't understand it either. I do think A&M joining the conference had a little bit of an impact on them recruiting-wise, but that's not what's going on. I mean, it just I don't you're talking about Texas, man. I mean, this is the premier school in the state of the state of Texas. All the impact you have, the influence you have, the resources you have, and you're that terrible. You're as bad as they were this year. Now, listen, it could be just that maybe this is the new normal for them. Not non-bowling, but maybe their ceiling lowered. It just continues to lower and lower and lower. Now, I know the year before Sark, they obviously had. I mean, they were better, definitely better than what they had this year. I just don't understand. I don't get it. I don't understand how they're as bad as they are. 2 years later, and we still hate the guy. What's up, Tara? How you doing, man? Will Katron Jackson have a huge jump next year? Typically, you see the biggest jump most of the time between your freshman and sophomore year. Now, sometimes you see that go backwards, and Knox is a good example of that. I really think Knox just at the wide receiver spot, not only the competition, the level of talent at the position was much better. I think, too, the offense, it was just a different feel, different, say what you want about Chad. I'll agree with everything, but his freshman year here was pretty impressive. I mean, he made some nice grabs. He looked the part. I don't really know what happened, to be honest with you, but he's an example of like year 2, you expected him to grow and to build off that freshman year, and he vanished. And he did this year too until they moved him to tight end, and all of a sudden he's seeing more and more time on the field. I don't know that continues to happen next year. We also have to remember you've got a couple of tight ends. You got Aaron Outley, kid out of Little Rock, whose film was really fun to watch. Pretty explosive tight end, really. Good hands. How much of that translates onto the field moving forward, yada, yada, yada. Same thing I say all the time about recruiting, about recruits. But I don't know that Knox is going to be I don't know. I think there might be a little bit more competition. I don't know. Blake Kern being out definitely opens things up. Zachary Hall says, calling it now. Chambly and Marion Harris and Patrick Kutas are going to be one of the best trios of the offensive linemen at our program in quite some time. I hope you're right. Don't count out Crawford. Crawford's going to be a beast. I'm telling you. Give him time. Give him time to bake in the oven, and he's going to be a fantastic meatloaf. Is that something you cook in the oven, right? Texas has a big culture problem. I've heard all my Texas friends tell me the same thing. There's just too many boosters, too many rich alumni that have their hands in the program. They just screw everything up. Why don't these big schools take their time and get a good coach or pay out what LSU did? We shut down Club Dub. We sure as hell did. Michael Kopetsky says, as it mirrors Arkansas basketball in slow motion, it seems like they're running around with nowhere to go. Yeah, we talked about the dribble, shoot, giving time for guys to do what they need to do on the floor, a little bit more ball movement. I think Muscle liked the assist ratio. The turnover ratio, not so much. The assist to turnover ratio was, you never want to turn the ball over as much as they did tonight, but it helps when you're making points off turnovers. What they did tonight was incredible. I thought in the second half that was just absolutely incredible. They just turned it on, and we've seen them do that consistently week in and week out, game in and game out. It's like Musselman just flips the switch and they're fine. Wow. Zachary Hall says, love you, bro. Great show. Hey, Zach, appreciate that, man. Love the meatloaf reference. I'm fat. I like food. I'm going to compare everything to food. I'm going to say it now. We had this conversation in Discord earlier. I really think for the spring, for the red-white game, I really want to do a meetup. I really do. I don't know if that means like we tailgate and everyone meets up. We're calling it a Discord, but it's anybody who wants to show up. But I'm really liking this idea. We're a little ways out. We're a long ways out from the red-white scrims. We have plenty of time to get this thought over, but I love this idea. So when we get more information, if we can figure this out, if we can, I don't know, come up with some ideas, figure out where we want to do this thing at. But I think it's a good idea. I think we should. Someone brought it up, and I'd kind of thought about this before. I thought about doing it last year, but I want to do a meetup. I think it'd be pretty cool. So tonight wasn't a spurt; it was a gush. Spurtability, yeah, it was gushability tonight. That's right. How is Tennessee a better football? Who said that? They're not. Tennessee's not better. The guy that said Cincinnati was going to destroy us hasn't showed up since that game. Of course not. Meatloaf sucks. The food and the band. Hey now. Man, you need to listen to some of his stories. I don't remember where I was listening. YouTube Meatloaf in JFK. Tarl, YouTube it. It's insane. His story is insane. It's crazy. He got to see the car that JFK's was, that. He got to see the car. His story is crazy. I don't remember. That wasn't Joe Rogan. I don't remember where I found that at. It just came up on it started playing over my Bluetooth speakers. I was getting dinner prepared, getting ready to do dinner, fixed dinner, and it just started playing. I'm like, hey, I know that voice. That's Meatloaf. And he tells this wild story about him and his friends get his car getting commandeered by a special agent because he was he was there when all that stuff happened. They were out driving around. It's crazy. What a life. Yeah, go do that and then get back to me, Tarl. I want to know. All right. Anyways, that's gonna do it. I got to get off here. I got to get up early in the mo. Oh, Lord. Now we're going into the conspiracy stuff. I shouldn't have even brought up JFK. All right. I will see you guys on Friday, 11 o'clock. We will do a post-game show for the Little Rock game. So I'll see you. I'll see you Friday. We're going to do bowl matchups. We're going to talk about bowl possibilities and more. Maybe some possible matchups. Looks like we're starting to narrow down our 3 or 4 bowls. It feels likely that they make I feel like one more than the other, but or one more than the others. But we'll narrow it down on Friday and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about some possible matchups and we'll just go from there. Sounds like fun. Yeah, maybe we'll have some recruiting updates. Maybe we'll have some more transfer portal news. I'm excited for all of it. So I'll see you guys Friday. All right. And go YouTube Meatloaf in JFK if you can find it. It's crazy. Woo pig. I'll see you guys Friday.